of Africa, from the tea plantations of India to the sheep farms of Australia. In India, the East India Company, a trading firm, played a crucial role. Despite starting as a modest venture in the spice trade, it grew in power, eventually ruling large areas of India with its private armies. The company's influence was so vast that it essentially acted as a state within a state, setting policies, collecting taxes, and even maintaining its own military force. Meanwhile, back home in Britain, the Industrial Revolution was in full swing. This monumental shift in technology and industry had profound effects on the empire's expansion. The development of railways and steamships, for instance, revolutionized transportation. It was now possible to transport goods and people faster than ever before. These advancements allowed the British Empire to control and administer its colonies more effectively. The railways, in particular, played a significant role in the empire's hold over India. The British constructed an extensive network of railways across the subcontinent, connecting cities and towns, enabling quick movement of troops and goods. This not only strengthened the empire's grip on India, but also facilitated the export of raw materials back to Britain. The steamship was another game-changer. With the power to traverse vast oceans, it opened up new trade routes and made the world a smaller place. It facilitated the empire's expansion into remote territories, particularly in the Pacific, bringing far-flung islands under British control. In summary, this period was characterized by rapid expansion and consolidation. The British Empire leveraged technological advancements, strategic trading, and sheer force to establish its rule over vast territories. The sun, it seemed, would never set on the British Empire. By the early 20th century, the British Empire had reached its peak, ruling over a quarter of the world's population. It was a time where the sun never set on the British Empire, with its vast territories spanning the globe. From the frosty reaches of Canada to the sun-drenched landscapes of Australia and New Zealand, from the bustling markets of India to the endless plains of Africa, the British Empire cast a long shadow. These territories were not just mere landholdings for the empire, they were the lifeblood that fed its might, providing resources, manpower, and strategic advantages that positioned Britain as a global superpower. At its height, the empire's influence was not only territorial, but also cultural and linguistic. The English language, once confined to a small island, found its way into the lexicons of people around the world. English became the language of commerce, diplomacy, and academia, solidifying the empire's cultural dominance. British culture too permeated societies far and wide. Cricket, a quintessentially British sport, found ardent followers in the sun-bathed fields of India and the grassy pitches of Australia. Afternoon tea, another British tradition, became a cherished ritual in far-flung corners of the world. Yet the empire's impact was not merely a one-way street. The cultures, traditions, and knowledge from its various colonies also found their way back to Britain, enriching and diversifying the island nation in ways unimaginable. The empire's influence was far-reaching and profound. It shaped global politics, economics, and cultures in ways that still resonate today. The map of the world was redrawn, and the course of history was forever altered. But such a vast empire was not without its challenges. Managing diverse cultures, vast distances, and competing interests was a Herculean task. The strain of maintaining control over such a sprawling empire began to show, and the seeds of dissent had been planted. However, the empire's zenith would soon give way to its decline. The sun would eventually set on the British Empire, but not before leaving an indelible mark on the world. The 20th century marked the beginning of the end for the British Empire. It was a period of immense change and upheaval, with various forces converging to gradually weaken the empire's hold over its vast territories. One of the primary catalysts for this decline was the devastating impact of the two world wars. The First World War strained the empire's resources and manpower to breaking point. The Second World War, however, was an even more significant blow. It left Britain economically exhausted and politically weakened, unable to maintain its grip over its far-flung colonies. The rise of nationalism also played a crucial role in the empire's demise. Across the world, oppressed populations began to assert their identity and demand independence. The spirit of nationalism was contagious, sparking a wave of resistance to British rule. From India to Africa, from the Caribbean to the Middle East, people were no longer willing to accept foreign domination. This clamor for freedom culminated in the decolonization movement of the mid-20th century. It was a process that saw colonies gain independence one after the other, often after protracted struggles. India, the jewel in the empire's crown, gained independence in 1947, followed by a host of other nations in the ensuing years. But the end of the empire was not marked by complete severance of ties. Instead, the British sought to maintain a relationship with their former colonies through the creation of the Commonwealth of Nations. This association, formed in 1949, marked a new chapter in the story of the empire. It was an acknowledgement of the changing times, a shift from imperial control to equal partnership. However, the Commonwealth could not halt the empire's decline. By the 1960s, most of Britain's colonies had secured independence, and the empire that had once spanned the globe was
so high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world, but keep the sky on your mind.